Hello, we've got a nice full body Pilates class with some beginner modifications. So when you're ready, just hop onto your mat and we'll begin. We're going to start by taking a nice deep breath in, arms up over the body, over towards the one side, and slowly over towards the other side. Keep taking nice deep breaths in, and then we're going to fold forward, drop the head, bend and straighten the knees. And then we're just going to take one arm up to the sky, really squeeze back of that shoulder blade, get in that rotation. And over towards the other side, squeeze back. And then we're going to take both arms up again, nice deep breath in. And relax. We're going to come and hold on to a chair right next to us. Core nice and tight. We're going to stand on the foot closest to the chair, slight bend knee at the bottom, and then the other leg we're going to go into a back lunge and squeeze up with that bum as we lean forward. Keep a nice soft knee at the bottom, keep your core nice and on, and really squeeze up with your bum. Keep going at your own pace. Alright, we're going to hold the leg, arm out, elbow to the knee crunches and squeeze back out. Make sure the knee at the bottom stays nice and soft. Squeeze back of that bum and elbow to knee. Keep going. That bum should start burning. We're going to hold at the back, core nice and tight, onto your toes and back down. Make sure the back leg is really squeezed up through the bum and the bottom knee is nice and soft. Really try to get up as high as you can while staying in a neutral ankle. Don't lean out to the side. And then we're going to hold there and bend and straighten that bottom knee. Core nice and tight, squeeze back with the bum at the back. Keep going. Good job, shake out that leg. And then we're going to go right over to the other side, core nice and tight, soft knee at the bottom. We're going to step back into a back lunge and lean forward, squeezing up with that bum. Back lunge, lean forward, squeeze up. Make sure the bottom knee stays nice and soft. Well done. We're going to hold your elbow to knee crunches and then squeeze right back up with that leg, pushing out of that arm. Keep a soft knee at the bottom and squeeze back. We're going to hold here and onto the toes and back down. Make sure the back leg is nice and back. High as you can and back down. Soft knee at the bottom and make sure that your ankle is staying in neutral and that you're not pushing out towards the side when you come up. And last little bit, bend and straighten that bottom knee. Squeeze back of the other glute. Keep going, core nice and tight. Well done. Shake out that leg. And then we're going to take the chair to the other side. Core nice and tight, bend bottom knee. We're going to take the arm out and then crunch. Arm towards the leg and touch back down. Arm towards the leg and touch back down. Good job. Hold there, bend the knee and straighten. Have a slight more bend in the bottom knee as well. Core nice and tight, really squeeze up with that bum, hold it there, bend and straighten. It should really be burning by now. Hold there and pulses up and down. Core nice and tight, squeeze through that glute. Last bit, we're going to step this leg back into a squat and a knee up to the chest crunch. Core nice and tight, back into a squat and up towards a crunch. Keep going. Good job. Let's shake out the legs and then take the chair right over towards the other side. Core nice and tight, holding on. We're going to take the arm up and then oblique arm to leg crunches and back down. Make sure the knee at the bottom is nice and soft. Keep going. We're going to hold that leg, bend and straighten the knee. Core nice and tight, soft knee at the bottom. Everything should start burning by now. Good, and then hold for pulses up and down with that straight leg. Core nice and tight, squeeze through that glute. Last bit, we're going to step back into a squat. Bend and knee up to our chest. Core nice and tight, nice straight back. Well done. Let's put the chair to the side. And then we're going to step back into a down dog. Drop the head, bum into the air. Push the heels down towards the floor and just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And a long breath out. We're going to come down into a 4-point kneeling position. Core nice and tight. Left leg kicked back. We're going to go into a tricep push-up, elbows to the floor, leg up, and then knee crunches up to that elbow. Tricep push-up, leg kicks back, squeeze through that glute, and a knee up to the elbow. Make sure you keep your elbows tucked into your sides, core nice and tight. The bottom bum should eventually start burning. Last one, and then we're going to hold into the 4-point kneeling and then knee to our chest, squeeze back with that glute. Knee forward, squeeze back. Make sure your pelvis stays nice and stable. Make sure you're really squeezing only through the glute. That bum should be nice and warm. We're going to step up into a bear squat and in that same leg, squeeze back and knee to our chest. Straighten out, squeeze back with that leg and knee to our chest. Make sure it's just your bum. If this is too difficult, just stick to what we were doing on the 4-point kneeling, squeeze back and knee to the chest. That quad should also be burning. We're going to put the opposite elbow down to the floor, knee touches behind the other knee and then kicks out to the side, toe touch on the floor. Touch behind the other knee and toe touch towards the side. Core nice and tight. Make sure you really squeeze up with that bum and make sure the upper body stays nice and upright. Don't collapse into yourself at the front. Last little bit, hold there and pulses. Squeeze up with that straight leg. Kick that bottom leg out of its burning and then we're just going to go down into a child's pose. Really drop the head onto the floor. Taking a nice deep breath in and a long breath out. Then we're going to come right back to a 4-point kneeling position, core nice and tight. The opposite leg is now going to kick back, squeeze up as we go into a tricep push-up, elbows into the sides, so into a tricep push-up, back of that leg, and a knee crunches towards the elbow. Keep going at your own pace. Make sure your elbows are tucked into your sides, squeeze up with that glute. Hold in the 4-point kneeling position, core nice and tight, squeeze back of that bum and then knee to your chest. Make sure your pelvis doesn't sway to your side and that you're only squeezing up with your glutes. Keep going, soft elbows at the bottom. And for that extra burn, step into a bear squat, squeeze back and knee to your chest. Make sure you're really using your bum to drive your leg up. Soft elbows at the bottom. If it's too difficult, just go back to what we were doing in a 4-point kneeling position. Well done. Put the opposite elbow down to the floor. Knee is going to touch behind the other knee and out to the side, toe touch. Core nice and tight, really squeeze up when you go out and make sure the upper body is nice and upwards, don't collapse into your body. Last bit, hold that leg and pulses, squeeze up and down. Good job, kick out that leg and then we're going to go back down into a child's pose. Nice deep breath in and a long breath out. From here we're going to step back into a plank position, core nice and tight. Push your bum back into a bear squat from plank and then right back forward to a plank position. Make sure you've got soft elbows, shoulder blades pulled away from the ears. If this is too difficult, rather go from a bear squat position into a down dog and then back to bear squat. You don't have to lift up very high. Well done. Last one, and then we're going to come right back into a child's pose. Drop the head, nice deep breath in. And then we're going to come right back up into a plank position, core nice and tight, pushing the bum back into a down dog and back to plank. Make sure you've got soft elbows, shoulders away from the ears, core nice and tight, and try see if you can go just a little bit deeper every time. Keep going. Well done. Let's just sit back on our knees and take a nice deep breath in through the nose and a long breath out. We're then going to come onto our one knee and the same arm, core nice and tight, leaning over to the side. Make sure your hand is in line with your knee. The opposite leg is going to come up, bring that knee forward, back and down. Again, up. Bring that knee forward, squeeze back and down. Keep going at your own pace. Option to rather just go down onto the floor and do this in a side lying position. Keep going, squeeze up with that glute. Good job. It should start burning. From here, we're just going to squeeze up and down. Squeeze up and down. Core nice and tight. That bottom bum is going to start burning like crazy. Keep going. And then we're going to hold there and straighten and bend the knee. Try get that leg up a little bit higher. Bend and straighten. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Try lift up a little bit higher through your upper body. Core nice and tight. And in the last little bit, forward and back. Squeeze back of that glute. Make sure your pelvis stays nice and stable and your upper body is not moving with the movement. Well done. Before we break, we're going to come up with that one leg out to the side. Hands behind the head, core nice and tight. In the oblique line, side flex, over to the bent knee, arms up, back, and right back up. Over, arms out, back, and up. Make sure your elbows are squeezed back and your core stays nice and tight. Keep moving in that oblique line. Last one, we're gonna hold here, hands behind the head, and just rotate towards the floor and squeeze back up. Rotate and squeeze. Make sure your elbow stays open, squeeze your shoulder blades together. That inner thigh should start burning. And let's go into a quick butterfly pose, feet together. Drop the head, nice deep breath in through the nose, and a long breath out through the mouth. When you're ready, we're going to come right back over to the other side. So we're going to come onto our one knee and the same hand, making sure your hand and your knee is in line with each other. Option to rather do this in a side lying position if that's more comfortable. Legs going up, forward, back and down. Up, forward, back and down. Really squeeze up with that glute and make sure you take it back all the way. Try and make sure the upper body is not moving at all with any of the movements. Well done. We're just going to squeeze up and down, core nice and tight. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. And then we're going to hold, core nice and tight, straighten and bend that knee. See if you can lift that leg a little bit higher up into the air. And finally forward and back. Squeeze back with that bum. Make sure your upper body is not moving in the opposite direction as you. Keep it nice and still. And before we break, we're going to come up again, one leg out to the side, hands behind our head, core nice and tight. Oblique lean over towards the bent knee, arms out, center and back up. Keep going, make sure you're squeezing back with those elbows. Finally, we're going to hold here and rotate towards the floor and squeeze back. Make sure your elbow stays open and keep in that oblique lean. Keep going. Well done. Let's go back down to a butterfly pose, feet together, drop the head, and just take a nice deep breath in. And a long breath out. From here, we're going to come into a reverse plank. So hands towards the bum, core nice and tight, bent knees. We're going to squeeze up with the glute. And as we come down, we're going to bend into our elbows. Good job. Keep going. Really squeeze up and bend into the elbows. Make sure you've got soft elbows going up and that you're pushing into the floor with both your heels and your toes. Keep going, squeeze up at the top and lower down into your elbows. Make sure your shoulders are also away from your ears. We're gonna hold at the top and straighten and bend that knee. Core nice and tight, shoulders away from the ears. Really try and drive up a little bit more with that glute. And switch over to the other side. Core nice and tight, drive up through that bum, soft elbows, shoulders away from the ears. Really try and straighten that knee. And last little bit, we're gonna come back down and then just bend in back into the elbows and up. You should start feeling a nice burn in those triceps. Try see if you can go down a little bit further. Well done. Let's just fold over the legs. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. From here, we're going to lean back onto our elbows, bringing our legs up into a tabletop position, core nice and tight, shoulders away from the ears. We're going to toe touch down with the one leg, legs together, kick forward, center, and other side toe touch. Keep going at your own pace. Make sure your core is activated and your back is lightly pushing down into the floor. Shoulders stays away from the ears, lifting up through the upper body. Toe touch and kick forward. Option to go down onto the floor if it's feeling too difficult or if it hurts in your shoulders. From here, we're going to straighten one leg out and the opposite leg is just going to kick forward and come back. Option to rather put that leg down to the floor if it's feeling very heavy. Keep going, make sure your lower back is pushing into the floor and not arching up. Well done, let's just switch over to the other side, straighten out and opposite leg kicks out and back. Option to put the leg down to the floor, make sure the lower back is pushing down. It's going to start arching as you get tired. Last part, we're just going to kick both legs forward and come back. Forward and back. Try see if you can straighten them out a little bit further and take them down a little bit more to make them a bit more heavy. Job, we're going to come up into a butterfly pose or with the feet out long. And just take a nice deep breath in and a long breath out. Then we're going to come onto our elbow in a side lying position. The top leg is going to step back, core nice and tight, pelvis up to the roof. We're going to lift the bum up as we kick the bottom leg forward, bend, and right back down. Lift up, kick forward, bend, and down. Option to just kick the leg forward and back. Really make sure your shoulder is away from your ear, your core is nice and active, and that you're squeezing up through that bum. Nice. Now hold this leg out straight and just up and down, squeezing up with the inner thigh. Try see if you can lift the bum a little bit higher. We're going to come down onto the bottom knee, straight arm, core nice and tight. We're going to lift the bum as we kick the leg out and then come down, knee to the chest. Kick out, lifting the bum and then down, knee to the chest. And then we're going to hold up there, knee to the chest and kick back out. Really squeeze back with your bum. Make sure your upper body is staying nice and still. Well done. Let's lower it down onto the floor in a sideline position. The head is going to rest in the hand, pelvis facing up towards the roof. Lift the bottom leg a little bit, and then we're just going to take that top leg up to the roof and back down. Squeeze up through the glute. If you're struggling with the balance, just bend the bottom leg. Core stays nice and tight. Watch that pelvis. It's going to want to roll forward. Squeeze up with that glute. And then stabilize at the front, feet touch together and out. Feet touch and out, like starfish legs. Core nice and tight. If this is too difficult, rather just keep the bottom leg bent and keep lifting the top leg. Well done. Let's sit up and stretch that bottom bum, bring that leg over and rotating towards the bum. Try keep that spine nice and straight and sit down with both your sit bones. Alright, then we're going to come right over to the other side for the last little bit. Onto our elbow, the top leg is stepped back up, core nice and tight. We're going to lift up with our glutes as the bottom leg kicks forward, bend, and down. Make sure your pelvis stays up to the roof. Option to just stay down and then just bend and straighten the knee. Core nice and tight. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Let's hold that leg straight out and then just up and down, squeezing with the inner thigh. Try see if you can lift your bum a little bit higher. Good job. Let's come onto the bottom knee, onto a straight arm. Core nice and tight. We're going to lift the bum as we kick out and then go back down. Kick out and go back down. Core stays nice and tight. And holding at the top, knee to the chest and kick back out. Squeeze back through that glute. Make sure you've got a soft elbow at the bottom, shoulder away from the ear. It should be burning. Good job. Last little bit, we're going to come down onto a sideline position, head resting in the hand, pelvis up towards the roof. Core nice and tight. Bottom leg up a little bit, and then we're going to just take that top leg up to the roof and back down. Option to bend that bottom knee if it's needed. Core nice and tight. Watch that pelvis. We're going to hold here and starfish legs. Touch the toes and open the legs. Core nice and tight. Stabilize at the front. Well done. Let's come up and stretch out that bottom bum, taking the leg over and rotating towards the bum. Try keep a nice straight spine. Try have both sit bums down towards the floor. We're going to go into a butterfly pose, feet together. Drop the head and then just fold forward. Feeling the nice stretch through the spine and the neck. Nice deep breath in. And then we're just going to take the one leg out to the side. Try rotate the opposite rib cage up towards the roof as you fold over towards the leg. Breathe into that rib cage at the top. And over towards the other side. Bending the opposite leg, straightening out the other leg. Fold over, aiming that rib cage up towards the roof. Breathe into that rib cage. Let's step back into a down dog. Bum nice and high into the air. Ankles down towards the floor. Really lean through those shoulders. Taking a nice deep breath in. And then we're going to bring the one leg up to a pigeon pose, aiming that heel towards the hip. Drop the head. Try see if you can get a little bit deeper into the pose if it feels comfortable. We're then going to bring the right leg up to a low lunge, and then from a low lunge we're going to step to a high lunge position. Good job. Straighten out through that leg and fold over that leg. You should feel a nice hamstring pull. Try drop your head and focus on your breathing. We're then going to bend back into that knee at the front, putting the opposite hand down towards the floor and twisting up towards the roof. Squeeze back with that shoulder blade. Taking in one more deep breath in. And then we're going to step back to a down dog, ankles down, bum into the air. Bring the other leg into a pigeon pose, aiming that heel towards the hip. Take one more deep breath in, and then we're going to bring that leg up to a low lunge, and from a low lunge position, we're going to bring it up to a high lunge. Straightening out through that leg, folding over, drop the head, feel that nice hamstring stretch, taking a nice deep breath in. And then bending into that knee again, placing down the opposite hand towards the floor and twisting up towards the roof. Squeeze back with that shoulder blade. Good job. Step back to a down dog, drop the head. Then we're going to walk the hands slowly towards the feet. Stay in a fold forward position at the top. Drop the head all the way. Then we're going to take the hands behind the back, pulling away as far as you can. Keep the head down and then just gently rotate with the neck from left to right. You should feel a nice stretch in your neck and through your spine. Last one, and then we're just going to slowly roll up towards the roof. Last deep breath in, arms up, and relax. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this Pilates class. Please like and subscribe to my channel so I can keep making more of these videos.